Have you ever had the unsettling feeling that time speeds up as you get older? Maybe, as a child, the long days of summer seemed to stretch out forever, while now, years slip by in a blur. One moment it's January, and before you know it, another year has passed. It's a universal experience, one that often leaves us longing for the ability to slow things down, to savor life more deeply, to feel as though we are truly living, not merely existing between calendar pages. But what if the way you experience time isn't fixed? And more importantly, what if you could actually change it? This isn't about mystical philosophies or empty time management hacks. Instead, it's about the fascinating science of psychological time perception. How your brain constructs your sense of time, why it seems to accelerate as you age, and, most crucially, how you can use proven techniques to slow it down, making life feel richer, fuller, and more meaningful. Let's explore the neuroscience, the psychology, and the practical steps you can start using today to reclaim your sense of time and make every moment truly count. Let's begin with a phenomenon you've probably noticed, the time unit paradox. When you were a child, a year felt enormous. Birthdays seemed almost mythical in their distance. Summer vacations felt endless. But as an adult, a year can pass by in the blink of an eye. Why is that? The answer lies in how your brain segments and records time. As you grow older, each year is a smaller and smaller fraction of your total life. For a 5-year-old, a year is a full 20% of their entire life, a massive chunk. For a 50-year-old, it's just 2%. But that's only part of the story. The real culprit is how your brain encodes and retrieves memories. When you're young, nearly everything is new. New experiences, new places, new skills to master. Your brain works overtime to record these events in vivid detail, filing away rich, multisensory memories. Novelty acts as a sort of memory glue, making days seem longer and years more expansive. As you age, however, novelty tends to give way to routine. Days become more predictable. Your brain, ever the efficiency expert, stops devoting as much attention to routine events. It files fewer details, skips over familiar experiences, and records less. When you look back, there are fewer memory markers to make time feel full. As a result, weeks, months, and years seem to shrink. This is why your childhood summers seem so long, while your adult years seem to evaporate. But there's more. Your brain doesn't record time evenly. Neuroscience shows that the brain literally skips recording certain moments, especially during periods of monotony or when your attention is elsewhere. This is why, when you're absorbed in routine tasks or endlessly scrolling on your phone, entire hours can vanish without a trace. You experience them, but your brain didn't bother to file them as meaningful memories. It's as if they never happened at all. This is the foundation of time blindness, the feeling that time is slipping away without you noticing. It's not just a trick of the calendar, it's a trick of your mind. The good news? You can use this knowledge to your advantage. The key to slowing down your psychological experience of time lies in the deliberate creation of novel, meaningful moments. When you introduce new experiences, no matter how small, you force your brain to pay attention, to record details, to create richer memories. The more unique moments you create, the longer and fuller your days will feel. Think about a time you traveled to a new city. Chances are, that trip stands out in your memory. You remember the sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes, the people you met, and the adventures you had. That week may feel longer in your memory than the previous month of routine at home. Why? Because every day was packed with novelty. Your brain was forced to encode a flood of new information, creating vivid memory markers that stretch your sense of time. But you don't have to travel the world to make life feel longer. The same principle applies to everyday life. Trying a new recipe, exploring a new park, learning a musical instrument, meeting someone new, or even taking a different route to work. These small acts of novelty can expand your perception of time. The key is intentionality. Seek out and create new experiences regularly, no matter how small. This brings us to a counterintuitive truth about routines. Routines are comforting, efficient, and necessary for getting things done, but they also compress time. When life becomes a string of repeated, predictable days, your brain records less. Over time, this can lead to a sense of time poverty, the feeling that life is passing you by. The solution isn't to abandon routines altogether, but to punctuate them with moments of novelty and presence. It's about finding a balance between the comfort of routine and the richness of new experiences. So how can you put this science into practice and make your days feel fuller, your years more abundant? Here are some practical, research-backed techniques. 1. Cultivate micro-novelty. You don't need grand adventures to slow down time. Look for small ways to inject novelty into your daily life. Take a different route on your walk. Try a new type of coffee. Rearrange your furniture. Pick up a book in a new genre. Or listen to music you've never heard before. Each new experience, no matter how minor, creates a memory marker that your brain will file away, making the day feel longer. 2. Practice mindful awareness. When you're fully present in the moment, your brain encodes more details. Mindfulness, simply paying attention to your surroundings, your sensations, your thoughts, can make even ordinary experiences feel richer. Take a few minutes each day to notice the world around you. Savor the taste of your food, the warmth of the sun, the sound of laughter. The more details you notice, the more vivid your memories will become, and the longer your days will feel in retrospect. 3. Break the routine. Routines are efficient, but they also make time disappear. Deliberately break your routine now and then. Have breakfast for dinner. Call an old friend out of the blue. Take a spontaneous day trip. The more you disrupt your patterns, the more your brain has to pay attention and record new memories. 4. Set meaningful goals. Goals give purpose to your days and create a sense of progress. They make time feel purposeful rather than wasted. Choose goals that excite you. Learning a skill, creating something new, helping others. The pursuit of meaningful goals punctuates your life with memorable milestones, stretching your perception of time. 5. Reflect and journal. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on what you experienced. Write down what was new, what surprised you, what made you feel alive. Reflection helps solidify memories, making days feel fuller when you look back. 6. Embrace first times. The brain pays special attention to first times. Seek out opportunities to do things for the first time, no matter how small. Your first day in a new job, your first attempt at painting, your first hike on a new trail. These are the moments your brain will remember and time will expand. 7. Limit passive activities. Binge-watching TV shows, endless scrolling, and other passive activities compress your perception of time. They fill hours, but leave few memorable moments. Balance passive entertainment with active engagement. Create, explore, connect, learn. 8. Connect with others. Social interactions, especially those that are deep and meaningful, create powerful memory markers. Spend time with people who matter to you. Share stories, laugh together, celebrate milestones. Relationships are a rich source of novel, meaningful moments. 9. Travel even locally. Travel is a time-expanding force, not because of the distance, but because of the novelty and engagement it brings. Even a day exploring a new neighborhood, park, or museum can create a cascade of new sensory experiences, stretching your sense of time. 10. Celebrate progress. Mark your achievements and milestones, no matter how small. Celebrate your wins, reflect on your growth, and consciously recognize how far you've come. These moments of acknowledgement punctuate the passage of time, making your journey feel more substantial. The science is clear. Time isn't just something that happens to you. It is something you actively create through your choices, your attention, and your willingness to seek out new experiences. When you fill your life with novelty, presence, and meaningful moments, you create a tapestry of memories that make life feel abundant, not scarce. It's important to remember that this isn't about cramming more tasks into your day. It's not about productivity for productivity's sake. It's about intentional living, choosing to be present, to engage with life, and to create memories worth remembering. The richness of your life is not measured by the number of hours you live, but by the density of meaningful moments you create within them. Consider the wisdom of neuroscientist David Eagleman, who describes time perception as a rubbery thing. He explains that our brains don't measure time in absolute units like a clock. Instead, they measure it in events, especially new and significant ones. The more events you experience, the longer time feels. The fewer events, the shorter. This is why a routine week can pass in a blur, while a single extraordinary day can feel endless. So if you want to make your life feel longer, if you want to slow down the relentless march of time, focus on creating more memorable events. Step outside your comfort zone, try new things, deepen your relationships, and be present. These are the moments your brain will cherish, the ones that will fill your life with meaning. But what about the moments that seem to vanish? Those lost hours spent on autopilot? Is it possible to recover them? While you can't go back and relive them, you can prevent future time skips by being more intentional with your attention. Remember, your brain only records what you pay attention to. The more you engage with your surroundings, the more your days will be filled with meaningful memories. One powerful tool for reclaiming presence is the practice of single tasking. In our hyper-connected world, it's easy to fall into the trap of constant multitasking, checking emails during dinner, scrolling through social media while watching TV. But multitasking fragments your attention, making it harder for your brain to encode memories. By focusing on one thing at a time, whether it's a conversation, a meal, or a walk in the park, you give your brain the chance to fully experience and remember the moment. Another strategy is to periodically reset your attention throughout the day. Take short breaks to check in with yourself. Ask, what am I experiencing right now? What do I see, hear, feel, smell, taste? These mini moments of presence can anchor your attention and help your brain record the richness of life. It's also worth considering the role of anticipation. Neuroscientific research shows that the act of looking forward to a future event, planning a trip, preparing for a celebration, even counting down to a weekend, can stretch your sense of time. Anticipation engages your brain, making the days leading up to an event feel longer and more vivid. So, don't just live for the moment. Give yourself things to look forward to. At the same time, don't underestimate the value of nostalgia. Reflecting on past experiences, revisiting old photos, sharing stories with friends. These acts of remembrance can make your life feel fuller by reconnecting you with your own history. They remind you of the richness of your journey and help you appreciate how far you've come. Ultimately, the art of spending your life wisely is less about chasing more time and more about enriching the time you have. It's about creating a life that feels abundant, not because you have more hours in the day, but because you fill those hours with presence, novelty, and meaning. Consider for a moment the paradox of the longest day. When you ask people to recall the longest day of their life, they rarely mention a day filled with routine or busyness. Instead, they recall days of emotional intensity, falling in love, exploring a new city, achieving a hard-fought goal, enduring a significant loss. These are the days that stretch out in memory, the days that feel truly lived. You have the power to create more of these days. You don't need to wait for life to hand you extraordinary moments. You can seek them, cultivate them, and savor them every single day. So whether you're 20 or 60, the science is clear. Your experience of time is not fixed. It is flexible, malleable, and profoundly shaped by your choices. By understanding how your brain perceives time, by embracing novelty, presence, and meaningful connection, you can slow down the pace of life and make every moment count. As you move forward, ask yourself, what can I do today to make this day memorable? What small act of novelty can I embrace? How can I be more present, more engaged, more alive? These aren't just questions for the sake of curiosity. They are the keys to a richer, fuller life. And remember, it's never too late to start. Every day is a fresh opportunity to reclaim your sense of time, to fill your life with memorable moments, and to spend your precious days wisely. You are the author of your own experience of time. Make it a story worth remembering. So the next time you catch yourself feeling as if life is racing by, pause. Take a breath. Notice the world around you. Seek out something new. Connect with someone you care about. Reflect on the moments that matter. In doing so, you'll not only slow down the passage of time, you'll transform the quality of your life. Time isn't just passing by, you're actively creating your experience of it, moment by moment, memory by memory. Make it count. Have you ever paused and asked yourself, where did all those years go? One moment you're laughing as a child, and in what feels like a blink, you're chasing deadlines, barely remembering yesterday. It's not just nostalgia, it's neuroscience. And more importantly, it's something you can change. This video isn't just about how time works. It's a wake-up call. You've learned that your brain is wired to skip over repeated routines, to compress your memories into a blur when life becomes predictable. That's why years feel shorter now than they did when you were young. Not because time is moving faster, but because you stopped truly living through it. The greatest lesson here is this: novelty creates memory. Memory creates depth. And depth makes time feel full. If every day feels the same, your brain sees no reason to hold on to it. But when you step into new experiences, when you challenge yourself to feel wonder again, your brain starts to take notice. And suddenly, time slows. Not on the clock, but in your heart. You don't need to do more. You need to feel more. You need to live more deliberately. The length of your life isn't just measured in years. It's measured in how many moments you can truly say you were present for. So if you've ever felt like life is racing past you, don't just let it go. Reclaim it. Choose meaning over monotony. Let each day be something worth remembering. Because time isn't slipping away. It's waiting for you to wake up and start creating it again. If this message resonated with you, if it made you pause, reflect, or feel something real, don't let it end here. Subscribe to Raidspire and become part of a community that's committed to living with greater depth, clarity, and purpose. Leave a comment and share your thoughts. We read every word. And if you know someone who needs this message right now, share this video with them. One simple action could change the way someone sees their life. Let's grow, reflect, and inspire together.